Michael Weatherly, who played Tony DiNozzo on NCIS, once expressed his doubts about his character's romantic relationship with Ziva David, a fan-favorite pairing. In a 2016 interview with BuzzFeed, Weatherly likened their dynamic to that of two predatory creatures, like a scorpion and a black widow, full of tension, attraction, and conflict. While acknowledging the entertainment value of their complicated relationship, he argued that Tony and Ziva were not suited for a long-term relationship. He believed that if Tony matured and committed to Ziva, it would change his character too much and disrupt the team dynamic. Despite his reservations, the show ultimately led the couple to a romantic conclusion, surprising many fans, including Weatherly himself. It's like watching a scorpion and a black widow, the one Tony DiNozzo relationship Michael Weatherly wanted NCIS to abandon. Michael Weatherly once revealed all of the reasons why he thought that Tony and Ziva from NCIS weren't right for each other. Michael Weatherly's character saw many stages throughout his time in NCIS. Having stuck with him through far more than 22 seasons, audiences got to grow with him and see many chapters of his story. However, one of the most beloved parts of Tony DiNozzo's character was his dynamic with Ziva David. It would seem, however, that Weatherly wasn't always a very big fan of the two getting together. In fact, the actor once gave an interview where he listed out exactly why they were not right for each other, only to be proven wrong by the show itself. During an interview with BuzzFeed, Michael Weatherly talked about the type of dynamic that Tony DiNozzo shared with Ziva David, as well as why he thought they did not belong together. Before the two got together, the series spent plenty of time trying to build up the tension between them. This caused audiences to get curious and therefore, interviewers to dig deeper. In his interview, he started by mentioning that in some peculiar way, Tony and Ziva were similar and different at the same time. He pointed out that they were two predatory creatures trying to figure out each other, only to strike when one got a little too close. While Weatherly's analogy couldn't be more on point, he mentioned that this sort of dynamic made them entertaining to watch. With the layers and layers of history that they had, they could not be a more perfect duo to watch on screen. Look at these guys! It's like watching a scorpion and a black widow try and figure each other out. Or a praying mantis and a black widow? One of them eats your head after it mates with you, right? But yeah, these guys, they've got a rich history of conflict and physical attraction and physical repulsion. There's a lot of bickering, they swerve wildly into sibling country, and then careen over the cliff into possible kissing cousins, and suddenly they find themselves, they're holding hands at the end of Berlin. It's fantastic how these writers just *ck with everybody. He pointed out that they had every kind of dynamic present between them, even commending the writers for playing with the audience's emotions so well. However, what he said next may take many viewers by surprise. Michael Weatherly was against the star couple? Further in the interview, Michael Weatherly talked about why he thought Tony DiNozzo and Ziva David should not have ended up together, and his opinions may make many fans upset. He started by talking about a hypothetical reality where the two get together, mentioning the changes that his character would go through. If Tony actually gets his groove on, gets his shit together, grows up a little bit, knocks the chip off his shoulder, gets the girl, or just gets on with it, then he's out of that squad room. However, Weatherly did not speak of this in a positive light, believing that if Tony was able to grow up and be a better person because of Ziva, he would end up losing his position in the squad. He then pointed out that since the two are co-workers, they would not be able to function in a relationship together, adding that they would not work in the slightest. He doesn't get paid that much now. Not to be too inside baseball about the whole thing, but come on. You know, Tony and Ziva can never really have any kind of a thing because first of all they're co-workers, and that's just a stupid idea. Second of all, she's a ninja assassin with all sorts of issues. Yes, we know he's emotionally arrested and he has some commitment phobias, but look at her. He also talked about their mental boundaries stopping them from getting together. It is safe to say that many fans would be surprised at his opinions on the same, considering the fact that the two do end up getting together and even have a child together.